Hey guys, I'm using my last private clothes in Valley High, and I'm gonna hang out here in the mosquito foyer, the mosquito alley. This is more of a mosquito foyer, but that's okay because it's the most private end of things. I can't type this, or I know that if I tried to type this, it would be really hard because I have a lot of OCD about words. I guess went to school for writing, but like it just took it from me for now. I hope this is okay. As a lot of y'all know, okay, now I have to light this. I'm in Dallas, Texas. I grew up here. My son was kidnapped by his dad from here in 2020 and hidden from me. Before that, we were in litigation for 10 years, 3 times. Took a whole decade. And by the time I knew where he was, I was not okay. So of course, not and who wants to litigate? He was having a normal kind of happy teenage life by that time, from what I could tell, finding him on the internet and stuff. How do I do this? I'm a traffic person before that for 4.5 years. When I was coming out of a cult I was in for 15 years, called the Rancha Book Movement. That is its own thing, but really predatory people using it was where I was coming out. I had a group of people masquerading as a polysapien group, of a polyamorous group in Arlington, Texas, and they were actually, I would say at least half of them were involved in illegal stuff with children, media or otherwise, and I was held captive by them for those years, and the training that I had as a child here in my house, or by my family, of course, the kind that make you, there's something about, predators, they can smell me and I can't smell them, and fixing that, and we're just seeing finally the pattern doesn't actually fix it, but I'm here at my mom's again after going on contact with her for 7 years because of the fact that she didn't just train me for pedophile. They let people rape me, drug and rape me, just like I was drugged, imprisoned, raped when I was trafficked, and they condoned the behavior of the people that were doing that to me. I've since found out. I have evidence from the Wayback Machine. Thank you, fucking Wayback Machine. It shows these things, these people, they're pedophiles, and so it was crazy to come back and realize that they knew, and of course they did, because that's how I was raised, was to be raped and apologize for it too. So after I escaped the cult, the pedophile ring, then my son was kidnapped by his dad, and then I fell apart, and I excommunicated my family, and I for the first time the second time unhoused, and there's DV shelters in between a lot of these things. I ended up becoming finally, for the first time, realizing what had happened to me and everything, and did the proper these people fled to Uzbekistan, and that's not the point, but this is important because I guess I just need to just say this somewhere, just the list, I guess, as much as I can, concisely. I don't know why it's important, I just know it is, because without context I just look like a crazy, I am probably, I don't know what I don't have time to care what I look like anymore or ever again. Except I don't use traumatization, I don't use hyperbole, I don't embellish, because like, I mean, even I never did as a writing, I was doing creative nonfiction, so I wasn't doing that as a writer, but I can't do it. How many DV shelters and safe houses I've talked to, like, how I can't afford for someone to be like, oh, she didn't tell the truth a little bit, we're not going to save her alive or help her with this service or this or that. And I'm back there because I went to a safe house after someone tried to smother me when they were on a lot of drugs and I was their roommate. They had actually rescued me. I met them when I was climbing out of the window of another place I was living. I was renting a room from someone that was doing North Texas Rural Resistance. They were in a mutual aid group that I respected, I liked, and it helped with their harm reduction kit making parties or whatever. Because she had a brother who was renting this room, because I thought mutual aid, the brother wasn't in mutual aid, he was a teacher who was home for the summer I was living there, and he would not let me go to the bathroom, he would not let me make a sandwich, do anything without touching me, accosting me on the way, and being like trying to sexualize whatever I was doing. Like, and I was peeing in Gatorade bottles, locked and jumping out the window, and then I went to this guy's house that seemed friendly enough, but he was getting so messed up that I was going to lose my jobs with my clients who were my only friends, really caregiving there, and didn't know I don't drive because of the neurological condition that I developed when I was being drugged by the pedophile ring, that's giving me conversion disorder, which gives me non-epileptic seizures. That I don't have the medication for, and there's a charge that I had to contend with here that had to do with the person who tried to smother me, who was the person who saved me from the guy who was trying to touch me, and all of these things, and he didn't really try to save me. Like, vulnerable, I've been vulnerable this whole time, and I have never found just regular, basic safety, sexual safety, material safety, psychological safety, spiritual safety, like, even going with people I knew from the cult, because I was in it so long, just because I thought, well, at least I know these people, and they're referential delusionists. They're highly schizophrenic, dangerous people. I need help. What happened? I'm going to make a separate video about what happened and post it. I was extradited back from North Dakota, where I had finally gained housing, Section 8, and I was finally getting on my feet as a person, because I had been unhoused since being that guy trying to kill me for years, just habitually unhoused, because I couldn't do so I went to jail. I dealt with my charge the way I thought was appropriate. I'm not felon status. I will have a criminal mischief misdemeanor, but at least it's not arson, and that will be wiped from my record soon. But I do have 2 years probation. I'm not worried about getting into trouble unless I'm here in Dallas or at my mom's house, because I've called the cops on her 3 times now. Well, I have twice. My brother has twice. Then for stealing my grandmother's jewelry once, but mostly it's been because she is very violent. She's very doesn't live in reality, like her own reality that she then has to reinforce, and by shaping a narrative that like really doesn't have anything to do with anybody or what's actually happening in the world. And we don't have a relationship. We can't have a relationship. She still will not talk about what happened with her helping my son there's big, huge betrayals, but I'm still not actually even physically safe here because she does get into rages over things. Like, I don't have to do anything. I can be gone too long because I missed the train or I walked the wrong way for a bus, and she'll have something. There's not a way to be okay or good enough. There's an incident that happened. I'm in trouble. I am in trouble because I cannot be here safely. I am barricaded in the room, jumping out the window. If something is getting violent, I'm going to run out of the house. I'm not safe by myself out there because I'm just not. I don't know how. I don't have support. I only just want to be with my cat, and I need help. I have to transfer my probation to get out of Texas, but I can leave as soon as I do that. But I need temporary help. I'm calling DV shelters. I would like to not be separated from a cat. I'm wanting to woof, or like WWOFF. There's colts in there. They're working on organic farms. You can find the ones around you and apply. I don't know, the process might take a while, but there's also a membership fee. And I thought someone might have that already, and I could use it to contact people through there if they were able have experience with landscaping, with tree work, with gardening, with plant extractions, like herbalism, of foraging. And in this, especially in the South, like I said, North Dakota, I can do anything. Well, I'm a caregiver. I can do anything when I'm safe. And I can't even take on more work or anything because it is not. I can't be reliable. Even there's one thing to like not make a shift at 7-Eleven, which is enough to make me so disappointed in myself. Like, I feel like such a failure anyway. But when you're caregiving, like, you can't just let. My mother cannot get in the way of me getting over there to get someone out of bed, and these things, like, I can't help myself, and I'm trying to go on, play these games and surveys. I'm looking for online work. I don't even have mobile service. I'm trying to pawn things, but I don't have an ID, so you can't pawn things like jewelry, anything. I have a tent, but it's very, very hot. I think that's what I'm going to be doing next, is camping though, and just not taking my cat. Luckily I have my brother here who will watch my cat, but it's not guaranteed that some passive aggressive episode. The ultimate solution, I'm looking at supportive housing in Duluth for survivors, for people that have been trafficked, and we have a whole apartment complex. We have groups, and somebody checks on you to make sure that you're being able to keep with your life, okay, and there's no drugs or weapons, and there's things and rules I can feel safe, and that's where my son has been living and is probably going to stay. I found out is St. Paul. All right, that's okay. So this was expository dump. Necessary, maybe if you watched it, I guess it was, and then if you didn't, you knew and quickly that it wasn't going to be something you need to watch. So it's just okay, that part's done. But then there was an incident. I'll talk about that, and then another short one. All right. Oh man. Oh, I have also I can make monkey knots out with hex nuts, and I have art. I have plant alkaloids when I have my apothecary. There's things I can do that I can't get to just being normal, feeling normal, regulated enough every day to be able to keep down like any kind of job, feel safe on the daily, be able to eat right, like go to a store, have the right medication. I would love to be on a farm. I need to get out of the city. This is the city I raised my son in. This is the city I was raised in. This is the city I was trafficked in. This is the city where there are people who don't want me alive in it, and I don't want to be here. I finished my charge and what have you, and I know I need to, like I said, transfer that probation, but I mean, first of all, I gotta get out of my mom's house. It is not safe for me. So contiguous counties, and yes, and I will be. I know there's so much I have to do for myself. I'm just so tired, and I never have any money to get. I still don't have food stamps. I don't have the energy, and I feel trapped here because I never go or do anything. And part of that's OCD, being a recluse. And part of it is just I'm scared, like, of the fucking world, and I need clothes. If anybody has any basketball shorts or big baggy t-shirts or anything, or shoes, 9.5, 7.5 men's or 9 women's, and because I don't know how to walk outside. I have to have baggy. I don't have the right clothes. I don't want to be looked at as a female, and I don't have the right clothes for getting around anything like that. I need help feeding my cat wet food. He doesn't have teeth. Tried busking. It's not lucrative at all. Sometimes it's just I make the bus fare back. God. Okay. Stop.